Good afternoon, Lions, Leos. Welcome. This meeting is now called to order. Please stand. And sing the national anthem of Jamaica.
Eternal Father, Lord of land, guide with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers, be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth, be ours forever, Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us true respect for all, response to duties all. Strengthen us the weak to cherish, give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth, be ours forever, Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love.
Thank you. I will now ask the Suriname Chorale to do the national anthem of Suriname.
Con Suriname, efforts give the land. We hero samen kwamen, als een zijn wij verband. Het behouden gedachten, recht en waarheid maken vrij. Al wat goed is te betrachten, dat geeft ons dan waarheid. O contre mangu oko, stranandro e carium. Masuk tata oko, wimuse ki contrebum. Stredevi na crede, caro devi fesiman, eri livite na dede, wisapet igistrana.
Thank you, thank you. The chorale may leave us now, as they wish. We will now have our invocation by Lion, past District Governor Coton Bennett and Coton.
To stand in, let us bow our heads in prayer. Eternal and ever-living God, you brought us to this hour in this day, and after a night's rest, you've started the day holding your hands as you've been leading us forward. We thank you for that guidance and direction over the past years. And as we meet today, we must remember those whose earlier days started these organizations in this Caribbean region and farther afield. We thank you for them and remember them now as we give you thanks for their work and as we try to pattern their example and the good things that we remember about them. We thank you for those who are leading this region and this district at this time in our development. And we thank you that we can be a part of it, for the health and strength that we have today, that we can see each other's face and glorify your name. Be present with us, O Lord, in this session, and help us that even as we carry on, we may be mindful that you are with us, to guide our thoughts, to give us the proper words to speak, adequate decisions to make, and may all that we do be a means of bringing honor and glory to you and service in a special way to those who stand in need and to those that we minister. Hear us in this our prayer. We ask this. Amen.
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 Thank you, Lion Coleman. We will now observe a moment's silence for peace in the world and of the world, remembering areas in turmoil as we stand today, and in particular those lands and friends and families who have been called to higher service. We will now ask Lion Alphonse Guns to read the Code of Ethics.
Lion's Code of Ethics. To seek success,
Show my faith in the worthiness of my reputation.
My religious application to the end, that I may merit a reputation for quality of service.
To seek
To
success.
success.
Go ahead now.
and to demand all fair remuneration of profit as my just due, but to accept no profit or success at the price of my own self-respect, loss because of unfair advantage taking, or because of questionable acts on my part. To remember that in building up my business, it is not necessary to tear down another. To be loyal to my clients, or customers, and true to myself. Whenever a doubt arises as to the right or ethics of my position or action towards others, to resolve such doubt against myself. To hold friendship as an end and not a means. To hold that true friendship exists, not on account of the service performed by one to another, but that true friendship demands nothing but a set service in the spirit in which it is given. Always to bear in mind my obligations as a citizen to my nation, my state, and my community, and to give them my unswerving loyalty in word, act, and deed. To give them freely of my time, labor, and means. To aid others by giving my sympathy to those in distress, my aid to the weak, and my substance to the needy. To be careful with my criticism and liberal with my praise. To build up and not destroy. Lion Code of Ethics.
Thank you, Lion Alphonse. We will now ask Leo Brent to do the Leo Club objects. You can do it from that mic.
Good afternoon. Leo Club objects. To provide the youth of the world an opportunity for development and contribution, individually and collectively, as responsible members of the local, national, and international community. to stimulate among its members acceptance of high ethical standards, to develop leadership, to provide experience through service to the community, to provide an opportunity to provide international understanding.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Please be seated. We will now ask our first Lance District Governor, Lion Isaac, to do the welcome and the introductions.
Thank you, Lion District Governor. Good afternoon, Lions and Eagles. Welcome to this our 54th convention meeting. The numbers at this convention are a little smaller than we normally expect, so I want to thank those of you who are here. I know it took tremendous sacrifice for you to be here, and for that I want to recognize and appreciate you for that. I'll now introduce the head table. We have with us our Cabinet Secretary Treasurer, Lion Sonia Mr. Almon, MJF. Our second Vice District Governor is not here, and our immediate past District Governor, Lion Claudius Tony Bonkamp, should be there, but he's there.
As soon as the introductions are complete, Tony, we invite you to sit at the table.
We also have our District Governor, Lion Isaac McCallum, MJF. In the audience, we have our zone chairs. We have from 2C, Diana Hanger. From 3A, Maureen Graham. From 3B, Sharon Ephraim. We also have some of our zone chairs with us. From region Region 1, we have Lion Flora Palmer. Region 3, Lion Junior Bacchus. Region 4, Lion Kaylin Bonnet. I also want to recognize in the audience our past district governors. We have Lion Wally Halverton, PMGF, and his partner in service, Maria. We also have Lion Joan Jordan, MJF. And Tony wants to stand again. We are always fortunate to have our past council chairs with us. We do have today. Yes, we also have Colton Bennett and partner in service, Marlene. And Colton, we are especially happy that you're able to make it to this meeting today.
God is good.
All the time.
God is good.
We also have past council chair Edwin D. Tracy Jones. Lion Malcolm Cohen. And Lion Eldridge Stevens. District Governor, Lion
Thank you, Lion Isaac. You know, at the beginning of this year, and actually before the beginning of this year, I was warned that there would be a severe conflict. Welcome, Lion Tony. I know the problem, the place cards are not indicative of what we would like, yes. Yes, at the beginning of or before the beginning of this administrative year, I was warned that there would be great confusion because you would have had to deal with Isaac and Isaac. But I am very happy to tell you that there has been none whatsoever. And obviously subsequent to this evening, we will continue to be able to operate on separate names. All right, thank you, Lion Isaac. Lion Capsec, roll call and apologies.
Thank you, Lion District Governor. Please be reminded that everyone present in this room should ensure that you sign the register just outside the door before you leave this area. You don't have to do it now, but make sure you do it before you leave. Lion District Governor, I have apologies for past Council Chairman Carl Francis, Lyndall Smith, Lloyd Barker. Past District Governors Anthony Snaff, June McCarthy, Milton Pinnock, and Maxine Lamley. Region Chair Leslie Ephraim. Zone Chairs Jacqueline Foster, Artis Davis, Christine McNeil, Elva Smith, and Norval Young. District Chairs Steve Prince, Janet Ferguson, Dave Scarlett, and Avaloy Forbes. That's it, Lion District Governor.
Thank you, Lion Sonia. Let me assure you that Othel Twister has been appointed. Please feel free to make any comment you would like to make, openly to each other or even to yourself. We'll be happy to repeat them later on. Welcome, Lion Marvin. It works, yes? Lion Isaac should have welcomed you, but I'll wait for him. Nice to have you. My fellow Lions, Leos, my fellow Lions. The next item on the agenda, of course, is my bringing greetings to you. But I'd like to just take the opportunity to repeat a bit about what I said yesterday, not in the same depth, but to welcome you all here to this convention. As you know, and as usual, this is a very special convention for our district, our sub-district each year, where we take on festive activities. And by that I mean we ring out the old and ring in the new. And so we're quite enthusiastic and expectant. I've already been accused of being unusually sprightly this afternoon. Perhaps it's because some persons assume that I'm going to be relieved of certain duties. But I have left the door open for consultation as necessary and availability. But I want to really tell you this afternoon and to repeat what I have been saying since we have been here in this lovely country, that I am very appreciative of the tremendous support that I've had from everyone. I understand that some persons have been able to make larger contributions based on their personal circumstances and available time, because we are all productive people outside of Lionism, thankfully, I'm happy to say. And so that makes it even more important, because you have been able to give of yourselves and the time. When there are many instances I know when people have taken time off from their family and vocational duties to accommodate Lionism, and in particular accommodate me when I have visited you. I have learned a lot, and I have enjoyed myself tremendously, and I'm really grateful for being given the opportunity to work along with you. And what is most important to me is that I recognize how lovely and how large my Lions family is. For the first time during this period, I have been made aware of that. And it is a very, very good feeling, and I thank you all for that opportunity. So welcome here this evening, and I know we're all going to enjoy our proceedings, and particularly later on and tomorrow. Thank you very much. All right, we'll now look at the minutes of the 53rd Convention meeting. Now, these minutes have been circulated and read. And so, this afternoon, we are going to open the floor for omissions and corrections, if there are any noticeable ones for us to look at. Yes? Could you use the mic?
Good afternoon. On page 1 on the welcome and introduction, constitutionally I think it's Ant Lewis. The last paragraph, last line should read Zone 20 Chairperson Lion Wendy Nabari. The name was omitted.
Thank you very much. Any other corrections or omissions? I'm not going to go through it on a page-by-page basis for this item. But I'm also going to open the floor to matters arising. Are there any matters in these minutes that need to be addressed? No? All right. Thank you very much. We will now move to item 13. Yes? Please stand for the entrance of our Council Chair and our International Director, past International Director. Welcome, Land Council Chair. Bernhard. Two more.
Good afternoon, everybody. I will not fall today. I'm going to that side. If you fall, stand up and keep on going. Director, I'm sorry. I'll give you.
Oh, my friend, no problem, no problem. Oh, my friend.
I didn't get a Yes, new shirt. Oh.
Well, we have the chairs, Line Council Chair. Welcome, Line Council Chair. Welcome, Line Terence. Welcome, Line Xander. Welcome, Line Carlos.
Thank you.
Welcome. Please be seated. At this time, we will take a break from our agenda and invite our Council Chair, if you'd like to bring greetings. Would you like to bring greetings?
Good afternoon. Well, I'm happy to see you all here because this morning the parade was very good. I saw someone after the parade, they were walking like they have done the Olympics. And after that, I saw that our workshops were not that very much attended. So I thought, well, maybe some of them might get lost in the shops. So I'm happy to see you here, and please pay good attention because today is a special day. It's a convention where you will elect your leader for next year. So I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Line Council Chair. Then, past International Director Xander has asked us to accommodate a presentation that he would like to make to us this afternoon. So I will now ask him to proceed.
Okay, thank you.
Council Chairman, most honor, Past Director Pepino Virginiano, saludo seu padre, né? Carlito, Past Director Ines, member of the Red Table, Lions. Yesterday I promised to you I have some copies of my presentation of yesterday. You like it?
Yes.
I have. Take it.
Come in, come in.
Okay, I request to the governor put my presentation in the site of the district. Maybe you can later pick up this presentation because the district have the site, right, to internet. Yes. So you can put my presentation, and the people could take it. Okay. You can at disposition of the clubs when it request you can send over it.
Yes, Lanza, I'd just like to let you know as well that this meeting is being streamed live.
Okay.
And you will be able to access it later on. I think the site will be open for some time after the meeting.
Okay. Appreciate it. So I would like to invite you to see one video with 6 minutes. What is the reason I presentation this video for you? It represents the capacity the Lions everyone have to make great projects. I need have great dreams. So it's very important we work together to get excellent results. This project, the university belong to my Lions Club. I am the chairman and founder of this university. You can see the old project you have in the FAC Lions University. Then you see the move of Goiás iBank Foundation, who have 2 hospitals in Goiânia, near Brasília. We attend daily 1,000 persons. The hospital is open 24 hours a day, the Monday to Monday. And another thing is work in the hospital 45 ophthalmologists. 45 ophthalmologists. I make daily 6 to 8 cataract surgery daily, and 2 or 4 cornea transplant daily. So I invite you to see the movie, stay in English, okay?
The iBank Foundation of Goiás is a philanthropic organization established by the Lions Club of Goiânia in 1978. First with the name of iBanks of Goiânia. In 1983, when it was transformed into iBank Foundation of Goiás, the current chairman of the Administration Council Board 2011 to 2014 and the Executive Board of 2012 to 2015 is PID Zander Campos da Silva. Earlier, the only assets of the foundation were 20 sheets of paper. This means that there was only the bylaws. Today, 30 years later, we have already 2 hospitals that provide quality eye care. The Latin American Foundation Hospital iBank opened in 1996 by the PIP Agustin Soliva with 2,640 square meters of built area, and the Institute of Child Ophthalmology, opened in 2006, was built by their own resources and with almost 3,000 square meters. There, about 1,000 people are attended per day. Emergency 24-hour, 7 days per week. 85% of the people treated do not pay consultations or tests or surgeries. Are also catered for private patients and privately insured patients. There are 45 medical specialists attending the hospital. The foundation maintains residency for 18 doctors. We formed 13 groups and 39 people completed their professional specialization in ophthalmology. The foundation also conducts monthly lectures by the doctors, foundation, and guests. Another project is the mobile consultancy. 2 buses are fully equipped with 2 offices each for ophthalmic examinations in the capital and in other towns. We have made more than 1,615,212 calls, and that number grows daily. There is also the support program for patients with diabetic retinopathy. 849 Sight First program developed rolled through by the Lions Club with 2,600 registered patients. And in 1,147 Sight First program, we received over 6,000 patients, and we attended 3,000 until November 2010. In 2002, a partnership with the Health Department of Goiás, the foundation held the ION Vision campaign, examining youth 10 to 18 years of public schools in 250 cities of Goiás. The 2 mobile units performed 670,217 tests of visual acuity. The foundation also led the Lions in Sight program, sponsored by LCIF Multiple District 4 in California, Nevada, on imports of 400,000 recycled glasses and 22 ophthalmic equipment donated to eye clinics in the districts LB1, Lions Club of St. Gabriel of West in Sao Paulo. LB2, Lions Club Pirinópolis, Goiás. LB3, Lions Club Araxá, Minas Gerais. Lions LB4, Institute of Cuiabá, Mato Grosso. The foundation is among the 3 largest central corneal transplants in Brazil. According to data from ABDO, Brazilian Association of Cornea and Tissue Transplants. It also performs cataract surgeries, having already achieved the mark of nearly 50,000 and nearly 9,000 corneal transplants. The Vasomotor Rehabilitation Center serves the needy people and consists of ophthalmology offices for kids, physical therapy, educational psychology, social work, psycholaw, medical speech, orthopathy, a comfort station, experimental kitchen, and playroom. Fubá, as we say in Portuguese, is always seeking partnerships with municipal, state, and federal governments. Besides, until 2008, we count with the support of First Sight Lions Club International Foundation Program to continue performing the social function. Fubá, your vision assisted 24 hours. Lions, we serve in 208 countries. This is our planet. Lions Club International is present in 206 countries, being now the largest humanitarian organization in the world. In Brazil, it is active. More than 1,605 Lions Clubs in all states. There are several major projects in Brazil run by Lions and Lions Clubs. The Goiás Eye Bank Foundation has 2 hospitals, serving approximately 1,000 people per day for free. And the GEF, Goiás Educational Foundation, founded in 1969 and instituted by the Lions Club Goiânia South, has formed and trained in 45 years almost 200,000 students. Now, let's see these institutions. The daycare Aunt Belly, since 1982, takes care today of over 142 children from birth to 6 years. In the Lions Club Goiânia South College, established in 1968, attended more than 800 students in elementary and high school education. The Joaquim Sobroso School, founded in 1984, currently has nearly 900 high school students. The Zilma Carneiro da Silva School, founded in 1986, has trained more than 15,000 nursing technicians and nutritionists. The Lions University, Fat Lions, founded in 2001, has graduated more than 2,000 students. Currently has nearly 4,000 students. The university offers courses in tourism, hotel management, business, advertising, and law. Also, dozens of postgraduate and extension distance learning. The judge and lion, Paulo Teles, president of the Court of Justice of the state of Goiás, inaugurated on January 31st the permanent banking conciliation at the FAC Lions, another important legal laboratory for students of law. At the ceremony were present the directors Kelly Marques, academic director, and Andrea Basilio, financial director and the president of GEF that maintains the FAC Lions, businessman PID Zander Campos da Silva, and several of the Lions board of directors. You have the opportunity to meet some of Goiás Educational Foundation and also the Lions University, a winning project of the Lions Club Goiânia South, District LB2, Brazil.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the presentation and thank you very much for the opportunity. Have a nice day and good convention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Qué ejemplo bueno diste ahí. Qué ejemplo bueno diste ahí.
Thank you very much, and past international director Zanda. That was very informative, and also thank you for the material, the CDs and the literature. Thank you very much. The next item on our agenda is our Cabinet Secretary Treasurer's report. Sonia?
Thank you, Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor, my past international director Zanga, other distinguished hands at the head table. This is a summary of the balances in the district as at May 8th. Now, our district account, the current balance is $9,589.87. Our disaster fund account, I need to note that because of the disaster which took place in 3 of our island territories, the Cabinet agreed that the district should contribute $20,000, and upon the request of our district governor, Lands International sent us $5,000. All of this was distributed to the 3 island territories, St. Lucia, Dominica, and St. Vincent. And I think you saw evidence of some of the work that was done and is still going on in these territories. Now, in the disaster fund, we still have a net surplus of $32,776.34. Now, with the regular district fund, at this time, we have, in terms of dues, we have an outstanding balance from clubs of $3,983, and that is from a total of 16 clubs, 4 of whom we have not collected any money from, any dues from, since the last administrative year. 12 just owe for this half of the year. And based on my efforts to contact them and to appeal to them, it seems as if these 4 clubs do not intend to pay, because I've tried every means possible to contact them. So we have 4 problem clubs where district dues is concerned. The others who are owing for this half of the year, they paid for the last half of the year, and I'm sure before the end of this administrative year, they will pay what is owing. So it's just the 4 clubs that are really our problem clubs. Thank you, Mr. Governor.
Thank you, Sonia. At this time, I would like to invite Lion past International Director Terry. Is there anything you'd like to say? Yeah, you can do it here or at the podium.
Good afternoon, Lion CEOs. Always happy to be in Suriname. I just want to tell you how much I admire Lion Zander, because when I was an international director, I had occasion, on 2 occasions, to go to Brazil. Now, I'm able to read my speech in Spanish. But when I went to Apucarana, the We were told that I spoke Spanish fluently. They sent 2 past district governors to be my interpreters, but they spoke Spanish. So they were going to translate from Spanish into Portuguese for me. Fortunately, one lion there had a daughter who lived in the next town who spoke English, and they were able to get by on it. But at the end of the day, what I really admire Alexander for, at the end of the day, at the ball, on the evening, I decided that I would pull what I had done before in Suriname and learn the opening of my speech in Portuguese. And then I lapsed into my school book Spanish, and I told them, well, you'll be happy to know that you'll not be hearing my bad accent because I attempted something in Portuguese and everybody was looking, like, what's he saying? But they did learn that what I was saying was that it would be the last evening, and then would hear me speaking in bad Portuguese, and the whole crowd clapped. So I want to let Alexander know that I do admire him coming here and being so fluent, although English is not his first language, and has given us a lot of information to think about, and we're never too old to learn. Next time around, I too will bring tapes. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
And Carlos, would you like to?
You know, yesterday I felt purposely there to tell you that no one's perfect, and when you fall, the only thing you can do is get up again and keep on walking. And that's what I did. I admire Alexander for all you have done. I am really impressed. I wish I was half of what you're doing. He deserves a big applause. That is the power of Zionism. In Puerto Rico, we are 150 kilometers long. We are 60 kilometers wide. And we have 3 governors. And the governors are always complaining how far the clubs are and how much they have to travel. They have not seen District 60. When you have to go from one island to the other, and you have to go through customs, and you have to make sacrifices, because when my governors go to make a visitation at night, they come back and work the next day. Your governors cannot do that, because they have to travel, and it's a big sacrifice. I want all the governors right here to get up. Stand up, please, past district governors. I want to recognize, with a big applause, the sacrifices these young people are doing. I'm very proud of you, and I'm sure everyone has to be proud. But they need your leadership back there, and training, and take their places, and copy their ideas, and make new ideas, so we can improve District 60B and 60A, which is one of the greatest districts in the world. Give a big applause to everybody. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Lion Carlos. Whatever happens next is going to pale compared to what you have just started.
We're getting better.
Great. Yes, please stand while our visitors depart from us.
Thank you. I need a parachute.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I took a long time. I like these guys.
Dangerous thing to say in the Caribbean.
God bless you all. God bless you. Gracias. Adios.
Peace it.
What's the dangerous thing?
Now I know how to get back at you guys. Thank you, thank you. The next item on our agenda is the District Governor's report. Well, I had given you an indication earlier of my views about the duties that I had been assigned. So I'll give you a little bit more of the details. Well, first I'd like to tell you that Sub-District 60B completed an excellent year of service and development and performed admirably in many of our core areas. We had an excellent forum and first cabinet meeting in Jamaica in August last year, and our second forum and cabinet meeting in St. Martin in November of 2013 was even more productive and fulfilling. We held our third cabinet meeting online in February and wrapped up our year at our fourth forum and cabinet meeting in Suriname in this month. Our 61 clubs in 60B, all except one, was visited by me, and I'm so happy to be able to tell you that. And it was a great delight. I was very sorry that I wasn't able to get to Union Island, because they heard I was coming and they purposely broke the ferry. Is that right? But we tried very earnestly to get me there, and I wasn't able to go. So it broke my record. But I had a long chat on the telephone with the president of that club, and we were able to identify some targets, some innovations and challenges that we needed to meet. And subsequent to that attempt, I can tell you that we've been looking at what we can do to improve. As all of you should remember that my particular approach had to do with development. I wasn't particularly concerned about the problems that we had in the past, other than to use that information as a mold and a guide to what we needed to put in place to correct those issues, address those challenges, and what innovations we could think of for ourselves that would enhance the future of our clubs, of our communities, and of our personal membership experiences. And I want to tell you that or should I say, I need to remind you that I asked for all clubs to be interactive during my visit. And in some instances, I almost regretted having made that invitation, because the interaction was extreme. I even had one occasion where my region chairman, who was with me, got very mad at my tolerance, as that region chairman was convinced that I was just being too lenient. But I think that after that, information has come back to indicate that the light was on, and that oftentimes we get arguments, but it isn't because the person is not listening or learning. So we have to move on, and we did move on, and we have been reaping some pretty good rewards. Successful district innovations included our corporate partnerships and workshop performance incentives that went down very well in Jamaica at our cabinet meeting, and it also went well at our mid-year meeting.
Clubs were sensitized to the need for individual membership contributions to LCIF in addition to Melvin Tone's fellowship contributions. And Oline Tony is eager to tell me thanks for this, because I was actually helping him in his job. And I think that a lot of the clubs recognize the value of making that individual contribution, because in the end it helps. Every little helps, and we were thankful to be able to get assistance in December when we needed it, and we know that it's not if, it's when. And so we need to store up for all winters. Workshops were held and club participation in the club excellence process were actively and successfully organized and implemented. Incoming officers workshops were held and well attended in regions 1 and 4 in particular. We're already getting encouraging responses to our new membership symposiums, which were held by our zone chairs in their respective zones. Several new members have been inducted as a result of this innovation, and we expect that the full impact will be felt in the coming months, because traditionally, or I should say, well, I can say traditionally, because what has actually been happening is that an LCI advised me of this, and I have actually seen it happening in 60B, is that although we do a lot of work about bringing in new members and so on, for some reason, it's in the last quarter that most of the new members are inducted. Perhaps it is because it is worldwide induction day falls in that quarter. But even outside of that particular day, we tend to get a rise in membership in that last quarter. So I'm particularly expectant in that area, and I have been doing a number of inductions myself, and I know of a number of others that are being put in place. So I think we're going to end up our year in a very good position. Of particular note is the tremendous response of the Lions and Leos in regions 2 and 3 to that Christmas Eve flooding experience in the islands of St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and Dominica. And of course, you heard already about our application to LCIF for the funds. And what you weren't told is that inadvertently, when we were accounting for the expenses, a copy of that accountability got to LCIF. And I got an immediate response asking me, how can I be accounting for money that they never gave us? So I thought about that for a minute and I said, but this is a good shot. So I said, well, we were very happy to get $5,000 from you, but our needs were so great. And thankfully, our district was able to come up with $20,000. And the lady who was responsible for that section she couldn't stop talking about it. She said, this is great, you guys are able to help yourself and so on. And I didn't realize the impact it had until I got another email which told me that a pilot project was in place for the Caribbean, for Asia, and for the East Indies at specific areas where we are now able to get grants for disaster preparedness, for the disaster relief, and for building, rebuilding. 2 other areas that we were never able to get funding for before. So they say that no matter how bad a situation is, something good comes out. But I think the good thing that came of this is our spontaneity. We got in there and did what Lions do. And it is obvious not everyone, not only every land in our 60B, but also lands in 60A who came on board and assisted us. But International saw how we operate in Western District 60, and in particular 60B. And I'm very, very happy for that. And I applaud those persons who made that special effort to see to it that those 379 displaced persons were properly attended to. And we got in there before any other relief organization. Our leaders also performed quite well and are presently involved in determined rebuilding exercises. One of the things that I have noticed in this year is an increase in the interest and establishment of Alpha Lear clubs. In the past, we have, in my personal view, we have been under a misnomer that Lears are to be expected to become future lions and should be dependent upon, I should say, to replenish our Lions clubs. And it hasn't been happening. And I often ask myself, why is this? And then you notice the dynamics of what happens to youngsters. They get married, they move on, they make career decisions to go to school. And so this attrition continues, and we have great difficulty in replacing those individuals that move on. The Alpha clubs are ideally organized to deal with that attrition because they are school-based clubs, almost all of them. And what happens is that as they move up in school and move out of school, the opportunity to replace them is right there in those forms that are coming into that area and is being exposed to an active Lear club that is being serviced by an active Lions club and has the blessing and permission of the school, the faculty, and all of the teachers who see the value of training and exposing youngsters to service. And it really is a need. We have been commended on many occasions where I've had visits from principals who have told us that we are actually adding to the quality of their organization. And so this is opening a door for us to replenish our layers and to make a real contribution to the youngsters in terms of molding them into service. And you might very well find that later on it comes back to us when they have that initial experience with Lions and they settle down later on in life, they will think Lions. And in some of the areas and clubs that I have been to, a lot of those young Lions and some of the Lear presidents have actually had a year experience and came back, although they were offered membership in other service organizations, they came back to Lions because we touch the people that we have. That's a synopsis of what has happened in 60B this year. Again, this could only have been possible because you all, everyone, has made that effort. And you've made the difference. And again, I thank you very much for your work and your effort this year. I would like, it does work. I would like now to take the opportunity to make some presentations with the assistance of my captain. I just need you to understand that and to know that she's very good at other things than collecting. Well, I'm not suggesting anything, but Lions have active minds, so what can I tell you? Lion too, so I hear. Now we had our challenges to come to this meeting, particularly those of us who are coming from a little further than the southern Caribbean. And so the numbers that we would normally have, we're not fortunate to have those numbers. So as I call individuals, if they are not here, I will ask either the region or the zone chairman to accept that award on behalf of that person and to deliver it to them on a proper occasion and at an appropriate time. Okay? Usually where we start is not necessarily in the most important one, but in this particular case, I must tell you this is extremely important. I would like to express my appreciation to our chaplain, Lion Reverend Colton Bennett. Lion Colton, I hope you have a little space left on that wall. And I want to tell you that, as usual, you did a tremendous job for us, and we have become very close friends as a result of it. She doesn't want to take any of the credit. Okay. Thank you very much. The other one is Lion Carl Francis, who is our advisor, but I'll take that one for Lion Carl if you just put it on the other table over there. Lion Rosemary Spence, Sergeant at Arms, who is our region chairman for Lion Rosie. Please extend it to Lion Rosie. My gratitude. Thank you. I don't think you should walk too far. Lion Jerusha Bent, who is also Sergeant at Arms. Lion Linda Smith, Leadership and Development Chair. Who is here to take it for Lion Linda? Yes. Region 1 Chair. Thank you, Lion Tour. Our immediate past District Governor, Lion Anthony Boncampo, LCIF Chair. Thank you, Lion Tour. Lion Community Buckham Prince, Membership Chair, among other things. Camille. This happens frequently. Yes. No, we need you. Thank you very much, Lion Camille. Lion Paula Bartley, our Peace Poster Chair. Well, you're going to be going back with more than you brought.
No.
Lion Melrose Good, or Disaster Preparedness and Mitigation Chair. And Carlisle Goddard, Diabetes Awareness Chair. Barbados.
In the beach of the house, bring some flying fish to me.
Please extend my congratulations and thanks, appreciation. Lion Wally. Lion's Quest. You all know he's doing a tremendous job. We're going to have to get some traveling papers for you. You're stuck in St. Martin doing such a tremendous job, but we need you in the other areas.
All right, I'll accept that offer.
Thank you, Lion Wally. Lion Deborah Wrigley, unused chair. Who incidentally decided at the very last moment that she wasn't able to make it. Lion Aberloy Forbes, Lion's Opportunities for Youth. I think you'd better leave those until after we're finished. Thank you. Line E Noteworthy Cohen, or District Protocol Sheriff. Line Catherine Peart, or District Finance Chair. And thank you, Line Catherine. I need you all to know that a lot of the financial training that Line Sonia has is coming from this lady here. Seriously, in fact. Thank you, Line Catherine. Line Janet Ferguson, District PR Chair. Thank you, Line Toro. Line Artist Davis, Zone 3C Chair. Extend my gratitude. Line Diana Angle, Zone 2C Chair. I was wondering if that costume you had on this morning was appropriate for this meeting. It was beautiful. Did you all see it? Yeah. It was great. Congratulations. Thanks. Line Sharon Ephraim, Zone 3. I must tell you guys, one of my hobbies is fishing. Do I need to go further? I'm trying to teach Line Sharon how to fish. She needs to repeat the activities that we did when I was in St. Lucia, because she wasn't successful on this occasion. Although the fisherman gave her the line and we tried very hard, but that's good, because it means we can go back and try again. And Franklin Wilson, nobody has to take this from him, he's not here. Franklin isn't here. Somebody from St. Martin?
One of them went up?
Thank you, Claudio. You need to shake hands so you can shake hands in proxy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. You have the right. Line Noble Young, Zone 2A Chair. Extend my gratitude to him. Line Jackie Foster, Zone 1B Chair. Thank you, Line Tora. Line Roddy Hessler. You need to come back, Line Tora. Thanks again. Line Junior Bacchus, Region 3 Chair. You're a popular fellow, man. That's right. Line Leslie Ephraim, Region 2 Chair. Will somebody take it for Line Leslie?
No, the Dominica passed up.
Yeah.
They went through Antigua to go. I will come to the airport.
Why all these people know your travel plans? All right, those are all appreciation awards. I've moved on now to some special awards because, as usual, each year there are persons who, from time to time, and often without much encouragement, make extra special effort to do things. The first special award I would like to present here is to a lion who surprised me. He had me on a boat, on a seaplane, on a regular plane, and when he couldn't come, he sent people with me to walk up and down and drive all over the country. Lion Claudio is a big organizer. Lion Claudio. So sounds like you ate something that told you wanted, right? This is a small token of my appreciation. It really made a big difference to my visit to your area. Thanks, sir.
1 second, take a picture.
No, I get it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We have earlier, as most of you recognize, we have some challenges with our District 60B website. And so we decided earlier on that we were going to do a supplementary directory. And it required a lot of legwork on the telephone and to get pictures and all of that. And one member of the team, Jerusha Bent, was responsible for, she's doing that elsewhere. In this particular case, she's being honored for a corporate partnership coordinator. Remember I said to you before that we had this initiative where we went to corporate individuals and offered them partnerships, and they came on board. And she was able to, well, she got 12 tablets, what can I tell you? She knew the people, she got there, wrote the letters, got the tablets so we could make the awards, and they actually came and presented at our workshop. So this is our appreciation. Now, on the matter of the directory, that design, those of you, it's online, but we have printed 1 or 2 copies, and all of that artwork and the design and everything was done by Leo Fabian Maxwell. Another initiative which I'm sure some of you remember is that we put together a document that provided the data of the value of the work that Lions were doing in every country. And when I visited and had the opportunity to speak to members of your government, this document was handed over. The research that was done and compiled for these documents was done by Lion Deborah Rick, Country Reports Facilitator. You're going to need that, right?
These trophies coming from Jamaica?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Were brought in from Jamaica? Were these brought in from Jamaica?
Yes, why?
They bring them all back? Yeah, they're taking them all back.
Well, it's the value of the presentation. We had an option of leaving it. But we wouldn't want to have this meeting here today and not do it publicly. I know, yes, you're yanking my chin again. Okay. I thought you were going to offer to give us some money for the extra. Okay. Now, and I know that Lion Malcolm is going to be particularly happy with the next individual. A gentleman who doesn't know how to say no when it comes to training and organizing. He has been our GLTD coordinator for 6B, and he is a powerhouse when it comes to training. Line Dave Scott. That one is of particular interest. Okay, good. I'll be over by the line here. He's tremendous line. Now, I tell you that when somebody from 68 sent me a Facebook message on Christmas morning to tell me about what had happened, there were a number of lions who came up, who stood up and did something about it, sent pictures and got the data so that we could submit it to international, and even got the Prime Minister of the country online so that we could extend personally our regrets and offer our assistance. These individuals, and I'll call you all together, Lion Junior Bacchus, as you know, you saw him in that video where he was presenting, but you see, he worked so hard that he don't remember that other people need to be recognized, because he didn't tell you that I was down there helping him with those presentations. and I got home with a sunburn because he never gave me a cap. Lion Junior Bacchus, Lion Dion John, Lion Diana Angle, and Lion Maureen Gray. That is small compared to what you really deserve, but it's a token. Right? Thanks, sir.
We're going to need a group picture afterwards.
No, why don't you take it after we have...
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear it. Landion, thank you very much for that. Great stuff. Landan. How many containers you got over to St. Vincent?
Move the paper from your face, Vice Governor. Thank you.
There's 42 boxes on a whole boat. I can't measure that. But Lion Maureen was able to get all of the stuff packed in Barbados and shipped free.
Group picture.
With Coast Guard protection.
No. I'm not, okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Lance.
Whose camera is this?
We have a lady in Jamaica who ran our first cabinet meeting. When she has anything to say to her audience, her friends keep reminding her to stand up, because even when she's standing, you can't see her. Lion Judy King, she was dynamic as our cabinet chairperson, and she did a tremendous job. Will you take? Well, Region 1, yes, but Region 1. The responsibility is Region 1, although I don't know how frequently Lion Judy gets into Montego Bay. So what you need to do is you need to talk to Caleb nicely, right? Okay. Okay, now we have, those were the particular special awards, so we have some other for our cabinet officers. Zone Chairman Special Appreciation goes to Lion Christine McNeil. Thank you. So Chairman's Special Appreciation Award goes to Lion Elder Smith. No. Regional Chairman's Special Appreciation Award goes to Lion Thorapa. Congrats, Thora. District Secretary of the Year, Lion Dion John. Thank you, Landia. District Treasurer of the Year goes to Lion Pat Basil Taylor from the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens. Leo Club of the Year, Leo Club of Castries. Please extend my congratulations.
Hold it. You need to put them on the green one. Got it?
Leo Club President of the Year, Akima Yard, Castries. Again, give her my congratulations. Lions Club of the Year. You know, I have to tell you, in the past we've been looking at reports, trying to determine what the club is doing from the information that we have. But what is the real assessment? When you go into a community and you look and you see visibility, where there are lion signs hitting you every turn, where there's a Leo club that is performing as much as the Lions Club in terms of projects. When you go to their meetings and you find that even though there are disagreements, there's still a tremendous cohesiveness. When you look at the quality of the projects and the number of persons impacted, the club that stood out was the Lions Club of St. Martin. And you know, this line gave me a fight to get on Facebook. First me out, you know, tell me that you're not doing this Facebook nonsense. Congrats, Lions. Lions Club President of the Year. And I have to tell you that this is a very interesting story on this particular president. She has a pacemaker. Right? No, listen to this. She has a pacemaker. But she's so active that her cardiologist has got to bring her battery replacement forward. Yes. And that's not a joke. Yes? She goes and she gets her checkup, and he says, look, you got to slow down. But she doesn't know that word. Like Marguerite was.
Okay. Sing a song. Sing a song.
If you think, if you're doing anything or going anywhere and you have any kind of problem, what was it? Was it St. Kitts, the way to St. Kitts? And then Margaret commandeered the hotel management and got a room 4 times the size of the hospitality room with all of the goodies free from the hotel, and went downtown and got into a bakery and we had so much food there, and we were not the host. We had so much food there that we could give it back to the hotel staff. Margaret she is a bomb. Zone chairman of the year. This zone chairman, I don't have to tell you more than the fact that this zone chairman has our own cabinet. And I'm not joking, come land Marine. We took some pictures, and I have it on my camera, and I think I've seen it. And people say to me, who are these? Who are these people here? I said, that's my zone chairman. Now, who are these people standing around and behind her? Everywhere we went, her cabinet went ahead of us and prepared. In Barbados, 10 clubs. I'm telling you, wherever I went, they were there before, and here the best part, after the clubs were visited and left, her cabinet was behind cleaning. And that is only in addition to the work that she's been doing to get her clubs to perform. Thank you very much. Now, you know, there's always a discussion. There has been a discussion, and we know that the position of region chair is an optional one for districts. And every now and again, persons will say, well, what's the use of the region chairman? The zone chairman can do what they're doing. But I'm telling you, in this particular case, this region chairman, I'm telling you, I think the persons who should really give her this award is her zone chairs, because of the amount of work that she has been doing. Thank you.
Yeah, show the thing, man. Show the thing, man. On. See like that. Guys.
Thank you. Now, something happened in the middle of this year, and we were invited by an organization to assist them with Special Olympics for children. And we passed the request on to our Leo and Youth Chair. And the 2 Leo clubs got involved, and I'd like to award them each one an award for that. It is for their work with the Special Olympics for children, the Leo Club of Mona and the Leo Club of Frederiksted.
Why don't you stay up there?
Please extend the mic. Anyone here to take for Frederiksted? Hi, Larry Corey. How are you? Please extend my congratulations. Okay? Thanks much. It looks like that's it, but and I have some extra ones here, which I'm going to take back and get a refund. But in other times when we're having our meetings and our discussions, it becomes so active, not even heated, active. And people keep saying to me, here we go again, here we go again. But what could I do? We don't like the upset.
I'm sitting here wondering why she went back to the seat because I'm saying to myself, oh, what is coming? So.
I wasn't expecting yours.
That's because I was so argumentative and grumpy whenever we did not agree on anything. But, and so you know. It couldn't happen without. Thank you. Lions, thank you very much for your patience, for giving me this opportunity to express our appreciation to those who have worked so hard. Certainly, yes.
As viewers, good afternoon. I want to make one announcement. The function of the night, on the night and another night, will be, I think, 1.5 hour driving from here. That's why the buses will be here and the vehicle at 6:30. And we will leave between 6:30 and 6:45. And we'll come back 12 o'clock. Okay, we will leave. The buses will be here at 6:30. Farika and Ego, and we will leave between 6:45 and 7 o'clock. And this taxi is, I think, too expensive to go there. Just be on time for the bus. Yes?
It's too expensive. How much is too expensive?
Excuse me?
How much is too expensive?
What it costs the taxi?
I don't know. Maybe 25, 30 years or I don't know. But it is about half an hour from here. It's at the left side. And we have plenty of wind, very big occasion. Yeah, it's be on time. Okay? Thank you very much. See you later.
How long is it going to take us to get there? Half an hour. Okay, thank you.
Maybe shorter.
Maybe shorter. Thank you very much. Okay.
At 15 minutes to get back.
All right. Past District Governor, immediate past District Governor, Line Tony would like to make a couple of presentations. Line Tony.
Thank you very much, Mr. Governor. I'm going to make one presentation on a couple. It's a presentation that I spoke about that during my year as governor, I chose 3 persons that I sincerely believe embodied the work of Lionism, and we chose 3 people, like I said, 3 lions, 2 males and a female. We have finally gotten 1 plaque correctly in St. Martin, so I want to present that plaque today. The other 2 plaques will be presented as I get them, and if I get them for the first cabinet meeting, I will ask the governor
to make those presentations on my behalf, as I will not be there. But today I want to present the Melvin Jones Fellow to Evans John from the Dominica Lions Club. I have gotten to know Lion Evans when I went to Dominica the first time, and he was a very humble man, but he is one of those Lions that cannot say no. He was driver, supervisor, instructor to not only the Lions, but also the Leos. He made it his business to ensure that the Leos could move around and ensure that their projects were done. And when you see a man that can show that type of dedication, when he's a pension already, because I think he was a police officer for 40 years, inspector of police. They said when John go up in the bush, the criminal will come out of the bush. Because he'll camp up there until he catch him. So, Lion John, please, it is a great honor. No man. I read no letter while you're old. I will do that different. Linus Bridge.
She can't get a picture.
Oh, yes, wait, let me just fit in. I ain't pinning the pants, man. What's wrong with you? Because we said we should have started.
Take a picture.
All right, Tony. Let's move on. Tony, again, report of the Convention Procedures Committee. Can you address that?
And Mr. Governor, on behalf of the Chairman of the Convention Procedures Committee, Lyndon Smith, Past Council Chairman, I am replacing him here, and all procedures have been found to be in order and observed, and you can hereby continue the procedures for the elections.
Thank you very much, Tony. Report on the Credentials Committee. Sonia.
Thank you, District Governor. At this time, we have 34 certified club delegates, and in addition, we have 9 past district governors and council chairmen and the sitting district governor. So in total, we have 44 persons who will be voting today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Now we ask for the report of the Nominations and Elections Committee, Lion Point.
Thank you, Mr. Governor, distinguished Lions at the head table and in the audience, my fellow Leos and Lions. My name is Owen Springer, if you don't know me. I'm the chairman of the District 60 Nomination Committee. The committee comprises of past Council Chairman Lion Tracy Jones, past Governor Lion Wally Haverton, and myself. Nominations for the office of District Governor 60B, first Vice District Governor 60B, and second Vice District Governor 60B for the Lionistic year July 2014 to June 2015 were received and reviewed by the committee. I'm happy to report that the nominations were all in order and the candidates were all well qualified for the positions nominated. Although we received only one nomination for each of the respective office of District Governor, Vice District Governor, first Vice District Governor and second Vice District Governor, it is still necessary that we have a secret ballot to ensure that at least 50% of the delegates attending this convention are in favor of the proposed candidate. We have 34 certified delegates and 10 past governors and council chairmen present who are eligible to vote. Now the proposer, seconder, or the candidate, him or herself, will have 3 minutes in total to say a few words to convince us that we should support the candidate. Keeping the time will be past District Governor Lion Wally Haverton, while past Council Chairman Lion Tracy Jones will indicate when the speaker has only 30 seconds to wind up his speech. Now call on Lion Tracy and Lion Wally to come forward and assist me. Now, the nominee for the second Vice District Governor is Lion Errol Lee, Melvin Jones Fellow of the Kingston, Jamaica Lions Club. Now call on his proposal second to come forward and say a few words. Proposal.
Lion Errol needs to start.
Let me know who he is. Know who you are, know you. We don't know
Lion District Governor Isaac McCallum, Melvin Jones Fellow, all the distinguished Lions at the head table and in the audience, Leo's fellow Lions, good afternoon. The Lions Club of Kingston is very pleased to nominate Lion Errol Lee, Melvin Jones Fellow, to serve as second Vice District Governor for the Lionistic year 2014-2015, progressing to District Governor 2016-2017. Lion Errol has been a member of the Lions Club of Kingston since 1983. During these 31 years, he has served as tamer, director, committee chair, but is probably best known for his role as tail twister. He was elected club president in 1999 and continued to play an important leadership role in the Lions Club of Kingston to this day. In 2003, Lion Errol was rewarded by his club with the Melvin Jones Fellowship. Currently, he is chairman of the Public Relations and IT Committee. He has an awesome responsibility of ensuring the visibility of the club and Lionism throughout Jamaica, with the selection of newsworthy keynote speakers for our monthly luncheon meetings. He is also a hard-working member of the fundraising committee. He was named the Lion of the Year in 2010. Lion Errol has played a very active role in the organization of the annual fundraising Journey for Sight and Walkathon for the Lions Club of Kingston. His Lionistic outreach extends to the Heart Foundation of Jamaica, a signature project for the Lions Club of Kingston, where he served as director. During his tenure, he organized a series of fundraisers called Heart Rigging, which contributed to the coffers of the Heart Foundation. He was also involved in the effort of building this fledgling Sight Foundation into a world-class facility, similar to its sister of the Heart Foundation. Among Lion Errol's area of focus has been the Leo movement. He served as Leo advisor for the Leo Club of Kingston for several years and was instrumental in the rebirth of the Leo Club of St. Andrew Technical High School, utilizing the Lions Quest project methodology. At the district level, Lion Errol served as zone chairman in 2002, region chairman in 2005, and in subsequent years as district chair for the youth and layouts. In addition, he's public relations officer and community. He attended several multiple district conventions and one international convention. Errol is married for 30 years and has 4 adult children. The Lions Club of Kingston is proud to present Errol Lee as a candidate for second place.
Lion District Governor, all the distinguished Lions on the head table and in the audience, Leos, my fellow Lions. I read on behalf of Lion Johnny Banks, Progressive Melvin Jones Fellow, who is not able to be here. It is indeed an honor to second the nomination of a stalwart Lion, Lion Errol Lee, Melvin Jones Fellow of the Kingston Lions Club. Lion Errol has led his club to many accomplishments during his 31 years as a member. Therefore, on behalf of the 105 members of the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, we are pleased to second his nomination as second Vice District Governor for the Lionistic year 2014-2015. Lion John Banks, Progressive Melvin Jones Fellow, past Council Chair, signed by Winston Hale, President and Secretary Stephen Best.
All right. Our nominee for the office of first Vice District Governor is Lion Marvin Grant, Melvin Jones Fellow of the Tortola Lions Club. For this proposal and seconded,
Good afternoon. District Governor Lion is at McCalla, MJF, other distinguished members seated at the head table, and in the audience, guests, Leos, my fellow Lions. Good afternoon. Lion Marvin O. Grant was born on June 8, 1971 under the sign of the twins, is the fifth of 7 children born to Leonard and Nyota. Upon graduating from high school, he worked as a storekeeper with responsibility for stock inventory at the Guyana National Shipping Corporation. But his calling was in the medical field, thus he was admitted to the Faculty of Health Sciences at the University of Guyana. There he obtained a diploma in medical technology, majoring in hematology in 1994, and an associate degree in medical technology with a distinction in microbiology in 1997. It can be said that leadership qualities was always there in Lion Marvin, and together with some of his colleagues, he fought for more cohesiveness to their profession and became a founding member of the Caribbean Association of Medical Technologists. Always willing to learn and accept new challenges, he moved to Tortola BVI, taking up employment with the Medicare Limited Laboratory Division. In 2001, he assumed a similar portfolio at the Fitz St. Rose Medical Center in St. Lucia. Under his stewardship, his institution was the first to employ the use of laboratory information in the British Virgin Islands. It was at work in 2002 he was introduced to Lionism by his mentor and sponsor, past region chairman Lion Theodore Skeet, MJF LM, who just after having had a blood drawn, a procedure he hates with a passion, still thought it was necessary to promote the organization. Later that year, Lion Marvin was inducted into the Lions Club of Tortola and continues to serve with distinction, having achieved 100% attendance ever since. He has held numerous positions, namely Public Relations Officer, Project Chairman, Director, Secretary twice, President twice. He has served as a board member for all but 2 years of his Lioness career to date. At the district level, he has served as Zone Chairman, Zone 2A, in 2009-10, and Region Chair 2010-2011. For dedicated outstanding service, he was awarded Melvin Jones Fellow Award by his home club. Other awards received are Key Awards, President's Appreciation Awards, and certificates. Lion of the Year 2005-2006, 2008-2009, and LTIF Funding Raising Award, Zone Chairman and International President Certificate and Elite Lions Award. Lion Marvin attended a number of zone, region, multiple districts, and 1 international convention to date. His dedication and commitment to his organization and his fellow members has seen him taking on the role of negotiating with the regional airline Liet for discounted fares so that the attendance at meetings, multiple district-wide, would be greatly improved. He seeks every opportunity to recruit persons into Lionism, no matter the club or country. Thus far, he has sponsored 5 members into the Lions Club of Tortola, 2 of whom have successfully served as president and a 3rd as treasurer. At present, there are 2 new prospective members sponsored by him, soon to be inducted. His service spans both districts, as he is an affiliate member of the Starbrook South Georgetown Lions Club and attends meetings and projects there when he visits the natives in Guyana. Okay? I must also tell you that Lion Marvin is the proud father of 5, namely Marcel, Marvin, Vina, Marissa, Marvina, Marina. Last July, he gave up his bachelor status when he wed Miss Michelle Jackson, mother of his 3 children. Distinguished Lions and Leos, having said all of that, it is great pleasure that I hereby formally nominate Lion Marvin Orlando Grant, MJF, for the post of 1st Vice District Governor. Lion District Governor and other distinguished guests, Corinne Falls of the Charlotte and Mali St. Thomas Lions Club. I second the motion of Lion Marvin Grant for 1st Vice District Governor 2014-2015.
My apologies for limiting the proposal and seconding to 3 minutes. What was sent to us was a 1 page on each candidate. But today we had 4 pages or 5 pages, and we had to cut off 1 of that page. That's why I didn't expect they'll be able to speak for 5 minutes. Let's move on. The nominee for the position of District Governor, there's only 1 nominee. It's Lion Isaac Solomon, MJF of the St. Vincent South Lions Club.
Lion District Governor, other members of the head table. Lion Isaac Solomon MJF became a member of the Lions Club St. Vincent South in 1996 after a long period of apprenticeship and countless hours of persuasion by Lions E. Bernard John and McGregor Seeley. While he never had doubts about the movement, he was concerned about his involvement in many other things and wanted to ensure he was in a position to give his all as a Lion. But after much careful and calculated consideration, he finally took the decision to finally attend club meetings as a prospective Lion. From then till now, Lion Isaac has been what most will refer to as a Lion at heart. He lives up to the Lion's code of ethics in word, act, and deed. He is a model Lion. Lion Isaac has served the Lions Club St. Vincent South in various capacities. He has served as a director for many years, has performed duties as secretary, treasurer, and has held the post of president on 2 consecutive occasions. Lion Isaac's record of attendance is outstanding, as he doesn't miss a club meeting or activity unless he is out of the country or otherwise incapacitated. He is a very dependable and reliable lion and stops at nothing to improve the lot of the needy, disadvantaged, and unfortunate in our community. We consider him as a voice of reason and a valuable resource within our club, as he could be called upon at any time to give an explanation or clarity on any subject within the movement. He has a deep appreciation for the circumstances of the people we serve, and we consider it a privilege to be associated with him. This lion is a natural leader, having served in many communities and national organizations from a very early age. At the age of 17, while still a student of 6th form of the St. Vincent Grammar School, he was elected to serve as the General Secretary of the National Football Federation, a position he relinquished to pursue studies abroad. In 2004, Lion Isaac served as the Zone Chairman of 3C, during which time he experienced what he still recalls as the highlight of his service as a lion. Following the passage of Hurricane Ivan in September of 2004 and the consequent destruction of the sister isle Grenada, Lion Isaac converted his first zone meeting into a mission to help Grenada after the hurricane. He spearheaded the mobilization of close to $500,000 worth of supplies, organized a charter flight, and capitalized on the services of a vessel to carry the supplies to Grenada. It was a highly successful mission, where the visiting team of doctors, nurses, carpenters, and other skilled persons provided medical and construction services, as well as the distribution of supplies in St. George's and Grenville, all within a few hours. The mission was conceived and executed by an exemplary leader. Lion Isaac also served as the Region Chairman for Region 3 in 2009-2010 Lionistic year and has held other cabinet and district positions. Lion Isaac is a banker by occupation and currently serves as the Managing Director for RBTT in the Eastern Caribbean. Every year we introduce this lion. He occupies a different position with his employer, RBC Royal Bank. This clearly is a testament to his leadership, experience, and the high esteem in which he is held by his employers. He is a forensic accountant by profession, being the holder of both the Certified Public Accountant and Certified Fraud Examiner designations. His varied educational background also includes an MSc in Finance from the University of London and a BSc in Management from the University of the West Indies. This lion is an experienced leader, having held a number of managerial responsibilities in both the public and private sectors within the financial services sector. He currently holds a number of directorships to include RBTT Bank Caribbean Limited, RBTT St. Kitts Limited, RBTT Grenada Limited, R&M Holdings Limited, Director and Chairman of the Finance and Audit Committee of LIAT 1974 Limited, Director of the Eastern Caribbean Institute of Banking, and has been a 3-time Chairman of the Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority, ECTEL, the only person to have done that in the lifetime of this organization. He remains the longest serving director on that regulatory body. Lion Isaac sets a very high bar in all aspects of his life and seldom accepts less from others. He is a natural leader, and given his academic and experiential background, his well-known penchant for serving others and track record of success, I have no doubt that he is capable in assuming the duties of any office in this Lions movement. I therefore move a motion for the election of Lion Isaac Solomon MJF to the position of District Governor for District 60B for the 2014-2015 Lionistic year.
Lion District Governor, other distinguished lions at the head table and in the audience, guests, DOs, my fellow lions. Happy am I to second the election of the nomination of Lion Isaac Solomon as District Governor for 2014-2015 Lionistic year.
Mr. Governor, we have had the proposals of the candidates, or the nominees for the post of district governor, first vice district governor, and second vice district governor, duly proposed and seconded. We shall now move on to the election.
Thank you, Owen. Do you or do I declare the ballots open?
Now it's closed.
Ballots closed.
You declare closed.
Declare the ballots closed. Nominations closed. That is correct. And the ballots are now open.
Right. Now we get on to the elections of the officers of the coming year. I shall call the delegates that have come forward. We will receive a ballot paper from the governors on my left, with a box in front of them where you sign, fill up the ballot paper and drop it in the box.
Now, Owen, should the candidates be here or should we ask them to? They don't have to be here. Should we ask
The
them?
delegate has to be here.
Yes.
The delegates have to be here.
The delegates, but what about the candidates? No, doesn't matter. Okay.
Now, District Governor, I think you are the first vote. And Tracy Jones, who has one vote. And Malcolm Kerwin, you have one vote.
Somebody better check. Checking the check.
Well, would somebody watch who Eldridge will be voting for? Lion Eldridge Stevens. And Past District Governor Beverly, Council Chairman Beverly Reynolds. Past District Governor Colton Bennett. Past District Governor
I'm the carrier.
Past District Governor Lion John Jordan.
Hold it. Reflect on it, please. As do I, Mr. So.
Past District Governor Lion Wally Hamilton.
I think vote twice. Sure.
Delegate of the Lions Club of St. James, Lion Flora, Richard Palmer. Delegate from Tortola, Lion Marvin Grant. Delegate from Lions Club of Barry Sound, Lion Linda Blake. And Valley Sound and Line Wally George. Two delegates present. Lions Club of Charlotte O'Malley, Lion Vincent Maynard, Lion Malone Huddles, Lions Stapleton, Line Minnie Lewis. 4 delegates. Lions Club of St. Martin, Lion Claudio Moncampo, Lion Alphonse Brumps, Lion Davy Woods, Lion E-E-E-L-M-I-O, and Lion Richard Boyd. Lions Club of Dominica, Lion Diana and all, and Lion Evans John. Lions Club of Barbados South, Lion Pauline Holder, Lion Stanton Giddens. Lions Club of St. Michael, Lion Maureen Green. Lions Club of Barbados East, Lion Estelario, Lion Leroy Hines. Lions Club of Scotland District, Lion Diana Jordan. Lions Club of St. Vincent South, Lion Roland Christopher, Lion Dion John. Lions Club of Kingstown, St. Vincent, Lion Sylvia de Freitas, and Lion Julian John. Union Island Lions Club, Lion Marcia Simmons. Lions Club of St. Andrews, Grenada, Lion Gloria Thomas. Lions Club of Castries, Lion Sharon Ephraim. Lions Club of St. Andrew, Jamaica, Lion Sonia Ormsby Solomon. Lions Club of Portmore, Lion Camille Buckham Prince. Someone sent Camille?
Call Camille.
Yes, sorry. Lions Club of St. Andrews Central, Lion Catherine Pearl. Lions Club of Kingston, Jamaica, Lion Berlin Christie, Lion Carol Lee. Lions Club of New Kingston, Lion And Vernon. And Mr. Governor, that concludes the list of delegates. And Mr. Governor, list of delegates to vote in the council. And we await the count.
Thank you, Lion Owen. I now declare the ballots closed. The candidates need to leave the room.
It takes you on the special room. That's the original.
Visiting line from District 63 and Stephanie Edwards. Is she here? No? Yes? Stephanie, you're from 63? Well, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to spend some time with us. And we hope you enjoy the proceedings. Thank you. Outlines. Leo, is Leo still here? No? The ballots have been counted, and for the second Vice District Governor, Lion Errol Lee got 42 votes. Lion Tony, can you escort Lion Errol Lee? Please sit. For the first Vice District Governor, by Marvin Grant, 41 votes.
Boy, come on now. You all want to meet your
Please sit. For the office of District Governor, for District 6 to be 2014, 2015. Lion Isaac Solomon, 40 votes. Please sit.
Proclamation. Whereas on this, the 16th day of May, in the year of our Lord 2014, a proclamation was issued by Sub-District 60B, containing, among other things, the following. That on this, the 16th day of May, in the year of our Lord 2014, Sub-District 60B has elected Lion Isaac Solomon, MJF of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to serve as District Governor for the Lionistic year July 1st, 2014 to June 30th, 2015. And that Lion Isaac Solomon is a model lion and fit for this task. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the Sub-District 60B to be affixed. Done at this, the Royal Torarica Hotel and Casino in Suriname, this 16th day of May, in the year of our Lord 2014.
Oh
Light, turn off the light. Turn off the light. Lights off. Turn off the light. Turn off the light.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the lions and Leo serenaders. Our friend, lead vocalist and singer, Tabia Matthews.
Presenting to you, Isaac Solomon, he's a champion, I'm a champion. Let me see your hands, Leo's and Lion, joining everyone. This celebration, District 60B, District Governor. Yes, you will agree, he is a master, he is. Let me hear you sing it, man. Yeah, crying every day. So roll Lions low, let me up the pace. Time to work and play for your community. District 60B, no other will test. For our DG, simply is the best. Keep calling, I hope you're ready. I knew there is dawning, needed the needy. Let's together as one family, supporting each other voluntarily. So what is man? Isaac Solomon, he's a true champion. I'm a champion. Let me see your hands. Leos and lions, joining everyone. This celebration. So what a nice roll. Let me up the place. Time to organize for your community. District 60. No other witness for our DG. Simply is the best. We send it to you. Isaac Solomon, he's a true lion. Are a champion? Let me see your hand. Leos and lions, join in if you want. This, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you Isaac Solomon.
You remember that? In the absence of the gun, we bomb. All right, very nice. Congratulations. Second vice, first vice, and district governor-elect. Congratulations. We will now invite these elected individuals to make some remarks, to give us some remarks within 3 minutes. Lion Harold, you're first.
Lion District Governor, Isaac Collar, Melvin Jones Fellow, other distinguished lands at the head table and in the audience. When I became a land 31 years ago, I had every intention of remaining a backbencher. In fact, I was a backbencher for the better part of 14 years in my club. Those days, clubs were pretty big. Membership in Kingston Club at that time stood somewhere in the region of 80. And so it was very easy to hold a corner and just scotch and watch. I did that. I was there when the club had to vote whether or not to accept women. I was sitting with some elderly lands who, for reasons best known to them, had invited me to share their table that particular luncheon meeting. Little did I know that they wanted me to vote with them against women. Tracy knows some of those guys. I recall saying to myself, wow, how can we possibly go against the wind, because the wind of change was obviously taking place in Lions International, and who are we? And some of them said to me, Lion Arrow, there will be no women in this club, not over my dead body. Okay, moving right along. Moving right along, I eventually couldn't decline the position of president much longer, and so eventually I became president. Then I started to learn a little bit about Lionism. I'm skipping right along because I only have 2 minutes left. Yes. A minute left? Okay. I eventually became a zone chairman, and I learned a lot more. Lion Val Warner was the district governor, and I learned a lot from him. Then I became region chair some years later. And there was a lot of consternation because the person coming up to do the audit and so on was a young lady from St. Vincent, Lion Beverly Ruddock was the district governor. And I learned a lot from her. A few things I've learned along the way. I learned humility, I learned to understand diversity, I learned to appreciate protocol, I learned to work with Leos, and to learn a lot from them, because they are very outspoken and they speak their mind, unlike a lot of us Lions who have learned too much diplomacy and are afraid to speak the truth sometimes. In this movement, I've learned a lot of things. I've learned about the Caribbean. I've learned to understand the various accents. I've learned that if you try hard enough, you can be like Lion Wally and speak 7 languages or more. I'm going to try to learn a few Lion Wally. I think that's one of the greatest things about. You heard him singing the different anthems today? Whatever the language, he sings them. In coming years, I will learn how to be like my mentor, or the mentors that I have taken onto myself over these years. And I look forward to serving this movement. Peace.
Thank you, Anna. I know it's a heartwarming moment, yes. Lion Marvin?
Lion District Governor, other distinguished members of the head table and in the audience, let me assure you I will be brief, and I mean brief. Lion District Governor, let me first congratulate all persons who have agreed to serve in leadership roles within their club. I must say your continued support is needed and very, very crucial to what we do as Lions. To Lion Era Lee, congratulations on your elections to the post of Second Vice District Governor, District 60B for this Lionistic, the upcoming Lionistic year. Lions, I too want to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to all members and club in the district for electing me to the post of First Vice District Governor for the coming Lionistic year. Rest assured that your trust and confidence in me has been recognized. Thank you for your overwhelming support. I crave nothing more from you for the years ahead. In return, I pledge my fullest support. Last but not least, congratulations to Lion Isaac Solomon on being elected District Governor of District 60B for the 2014-2015 Lionistic year. We do look forward to your leadership for the year ahead, and we're very confident that you too will build on the success and achievements of your predecessors and the district as a whole. In this endeavor, I too pledge my unwavering support. Thank you to one and all, and we do look forward to working with you for the rest of the Lionistic year. Thank you.
We understand that. In fact, in a discussion with him just now, I was making reference to his delivery, not to his presentation of his officers, etc. That couldn't be done, it would be impossible.
No, even his delivery, he has to love his program. He got to describe 3 minutes for him. He's not making a nomination speech. He's doing his program for the year.
Lion Isaac, go ahead.
Thank you, Lion District Governor Isaac, distinguished Lions at the head table and in the audience, Lions, Leos, guests, good afternoon. Let me not worry, Lion Malcolm. I remember one time I went to, giving you another story, a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, and an African head of state was given a time to speak. And they keep telling him that it's time to stop. And he said, "You've been a big man from Africa all all the way from Africa here to tell me to shut up. And I wouldn't say like Barack Obama that change has come to District 60B. I wish to begin by extending sincere congratulations to second Vice District Governor-elect Ryan Early. Welcome to the leadership team of the district. I have no doubt that the experience you have gained from your many years as a Lion will redound to your further growth and that of the district. First Vice District Governor-elect Lion Marvin, we have worked closely over the past year, and I have every belief that we will continue to support each other in this dynastic year. Congratulations once again. I need to say a special thank you to Lion District Governor Isaac for his deliberate actions in ensuring we worked as a team and for the ready support and advice he has given me over the past 2 years. Congratulations too on your elevation to the position of Council Chairman. I know you will do an excellent job. Lions Leos, I embrace the responsibility you have just trusted upon me with all humility. It is not something I planned for. I was always content to serve without title. It is, however, a very humbling moment in my life just to have the overwhelming support of all of you year after year since this journey began. I take very seriously the trust you have placed in me, and I am duty-bound to reaffirm your faith. I do not for one moment underestimate the task ahead, but throughout my life, I have always been blessed with an excellent support system and do not foresee this changing anytime soon. With that, I want to recognize past District Governor Lion Joan Jordan for her insistence that I had what it took to be a district governor, and for the well-hatched conspiracy she set up with lions close to me to ensure that I did not decline. I really don't know if I should be thanking you, but I'll determine that later on. Lions Junior and Gloria, I didn't want to call your name, but I have to mention you were part of this conspiracy. I've had tremendous assistance from a lot of Lions. Permit me to single out Lion Sonia Armsby Salmon, PCC Malcolm Cowan, PCC Shirley Hendricks, the members of the Lions Club St. Vincent South, and the members of the Digi Preparatory Committee spearheaded by Lion Sylvia De Freitas and Lion Dion John. Thank you very much for all the hard work and for putting up with me over all these months, because that is not easy. As you would have heard, my plate is always full. I do a million things at the same time, and I'm always on the move. Many of you and lots of other people ask me how I do it. Well, let me tell you a secret. And the other day, we had a discussion at work, what was confidential and what was a secret. Confidential is when you can share it with your colleagues, and the secret is when you kindly tell your spouse. Well, I'm telling you a secret. So it works for me. I have a wonderful and supportive wife, without whom it would not be possible for me to do a fraction of the things I do. I have no clue. I have no clue how she manages. To be both mother and father to our two delightful children. I couldn't do what she does, and I'm very grateful. Unfortunately, Suzette couldn't be here because our daughter is in the midst of her O-level exams, and I feel very guilty about that. I am so proud of my wife and our two smart children, and I love them dearly. They are the ones making the greatest sacrifice here, because this is my life. Now, Lions and Leos, let me tell you what I'm about. The team I have chosen is Get On Board, building a path to service excellence, which I'll speak to shortly, And as you heard, I am the first district governor to have 2 songs. I'll tell you about them. I'll tell you about them. Lions Get Ready is an adaptation of a gospel-influenced song written by Curtis Mayfield, one of the greatest inspirational songs ever written. It was written at a time when the world faced huge problems. 50 years later, the issues may have changed, but there are still huge problems to be addressed. The message from the song is clear. There is a train coming. No matter what your circumstances, no matter what you're going through, it's going to be all right. Somehow, things are going to work out. Mayfield's instruction is not about buying a ticket or packing the right stuff. It is about having faith while we wait for this train to come. This train has no schedule, so we have to be ready at all times. While we wait, he encourages us to treat the weak and the disenfranchised with acts of service and kindness. The song also has a clear message of redemption and forgiveness. Its idealism and optimism appeals to my inner conviction and values. Mayfield must have been a lion. That is why this song is an integral part of my program. The other song is written and sung by Lennox Bowman, a member of my club. Some speakers before me would have elaborated on who or what the song speaks about. And because my name is called so often, my own modesty doesn't allow me to say any more about it. Suffice it to say that to recognize the talent in our club. And a lot of times we boast that we could run the country. I believe there will be a time and a place for either one or both songs. Thank you, Lion Lennox. Let me tell you about the service excellence proposition which I speak. For close to 100 years, this body has been providing service to the disadvantaged and especially challenged in our communities. Indeed, we have made a world of difference in the lives of millions around the world, and of course in our own District 60B. The service and care we have provided in our sub-district is not without challenges, even if we just take into consideration the fact that we are so dispersed geographically. In the many workshops District Lion and Leo held over the years, we have highlighted the main issues getting in the way of our mission to serve and to care. We know them all. The degree of success we have achieved in addressing these issues that concern us is still undetermined. My mission this year is to pick up the pieces, build on the work of my predecessors, and to take us closer to service excellence. Service excellence is an ideal. It is that place where we maximize our relevance to the community we serve, where the membership experience is second to none, where the Lions ethics to which we subscribe are ingrained in our DNA, where the mottos we serve and we care underpins our every action, whether at work or at play. Service excellence is about creating value for all our stakeholders. It's about empowering our communities to become self-reliant. I want you to remember that. Empowering our communities to become self-reliant. It is about igniting the passion within those who serve. It is about making a difference in the world in which we live, in the full knowledge that there are so many people counting on us. The ideal of which I speak is not about being the best. It is about doing our best. The great philosopher Aristotle once said, excellence is an art won by training and ambition. We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but we rather have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. The service excellence is a celebration. It is an appeal. It is a call to action. It is a promise. On this journey, Lions and Leos must represent what is right with our world. Our service to community has to be refashioned to the point where our interaction leads to lasting change. Too often, we assume that folks who are materialistically poor means there is no capacity or no voice, no dignity. And so, I want to suggest that we reevaluate the way we serve. If we really love the poor, we need to ensure that our service becomes more transformative. I know very well that for many of us, service is a way of life. It is part of our character. But I challenge all of us that in these times, given all that is taking place around us,
compassionate instincts and generous spirits are not enough. We have to go beyond that to ensure that our service to community does not become dysfunctional to the point where our good intentions have unintended dire consequences, where we hurt rather than help. We need to ensure that our free food and clothing do not diminish the dignity of the poor while increasing their dependency. That planting flowers and picking up trash does not batter the pride of the residents who have both the capacity and the responsibility to beautify their own environment. And that with our hearts full of pity and bags bulging with giveaways, we do not turn our people into beggars. Too many governments across the region have mastered the art of perpetuating the dependency syndrome, and we have to turn that on its head. Building this path to service excellence depends on you. See why I have to say what I have to say? It calls for a radical shift in the ways we have done things in the past, but I'm convinced that through the conversations I've had with many of you, we are up to the task. It is not going to come naturally. We have to make conscious and deliberate decisions to be different. It is not going to be easy. Once you break away from the crowd, you are going to attract the chattering voices of the critics and the naysayers. Stay strong and true to your beliefs. Robin Sharma has a wonderful theory on the pain of excellence, where he teaches us that every master suffers. In order to achieve greatness, you must experience pain, which we have to learn to leverage rather than resist in order to make exponential rather than incremental growth. Ridicule, self-doubt, failure, isolation, and confusion are some of the pains you must necessarily embrace on the path to service excellence. Steve Covey sums it up well when he says that you should prefer to stand on the shore of excellence rather than swim in the sea of mediocrity. Lions and Leos, we can do it. Here are some of the pillars of the service excellence of which I speak. The first one is the Lion Code of Ethics, and the piece that is missing from the booklet is the piece that I am most interested in. To show my faith in the worthiness of my vocation by industrious application to the end that I may merit a reputation for quality of service. You are supposed to show faith and worth in what you are doing, and do it in such a way that people will only know you for that. That's what it says. That if we subscribe to those ethics, then we are on the road to service excellence. The club excellence process. I won't go into a lot to tell you about the club excellence process because we have a lot of time we will be speaking about that. But while the CP provide the framework for improvement in our club's effectiveness, I'm interested in the enhancement of the membership experience. How well do we serve our fellow Lions? In my mind, no matter which part of the globe you are wearing a Lions pin, it should signify that you subscribe to the Code of Ethics, and with it come certain expectations. We should know what to expect from a Lion who we are meeting for the first time, because we also subscribe to the same Code of Ethics. We should know what to expect from a Lion in times of difficulty. Our Lions are entitled to a first-class membership experience. As our own Malcolm Cowan puts it, our members must be provided with a satisfying and rewarding experience. They must be given the opportunity to serve, to contribute, and assume leadership positions. They need to feel a sense of belonging, experience great fellowship, feel appreciated and recognized, and must be proud to be Lions and Leos. The other pillar I want to speak about is diversity, and I'm passionate about this one, and Malcolm will know that we cross-thread on this several times, not because he's disagreeing with me, but diversity is so important. Lions and Leos, we need to set themselves apart and to demonstrate the highest levels of civility by embracing diversity. Too many people are treated differently because they are different. Such action allows us to tap into hitherto uncovered resources to advance our cause. It allows us to stay clear of social exclusion and solve the issue of cliques in our club. gives everyone a voice in the development and execution of our programs, and gives us a greater appreciation for others' circumstances. We have to embrace diversity. We need to do signature projects that would have an enduring impact and improve the quality of life on our communities. We need to build quality clubs, those that have a foundation of financial sustainability, and quality members adding value to the community. We need to have quality members to bring value to their clubs so the chain continues. We need to have quality leadership that promotes a vision of excellence in Lionism and inspires commitments to its ideals. All these things are inextricably linked to the sub-district's 5-year strategic plan, which was adopted in 2012-2013. There are a number of enabling strategies I have outlined in my program for the year. I want to speak briefly to 2 of them. One is building and developing the Leo movement, and I think we have past district governors who have been very passionate about it. We have failed the Leo movement in many ways. We have not provided the leadership, the experience, and the opportunity for these young people in the way that we should. And I am determined that we need to change that and ensure that once these young people come through this organization, that they leave different than when they came, and for the better. The second one is building community partnership and alliances whilst we're delivering our signature projects. This is an urgent imperative, and whilst I'm encouraging having joint fundraising initiatives for joint projects by clubs on an island to maximize the impact of the service project, I'm saying today that we have to be more businesslike with an outward and be outward looking in order to attract more resources and deliver with greater success and frequency high impacting sustainable projects. One way to do this is to establish foundations on island with stakeholders beyond our territorial boundaries. Some clubs are on this path already, and I have a dream team of Lions, Malcolm and Eldridge, who have already begun the conversation and who will be starting a pilot in St. Lucia very soon. I'm going to end by telling you what my core areas are. One is cancer awareness and action. A report from CARE confirmed that non-communicable diseases continue to be the major causes of morbidity and mortality in the Caribbean. Cancers of all kinds were a major cause of death among both males and females, and so I think that we have a role to play in at least the awareness part of it. The second is drug and alcohol abuse and addiction. The region stands to lose many of its productive citizens if we do not recognize the incidence and impact of drug abuse and addiction and take deliberate steps to address this scourge. There are too many people needing help who are ignored and scoffed at by society. A report on student drug use in the region points to the ease of access, early use and abuse, typically among 11 and 12-year-olds. Lack of awareness of the dangers of drug use and the absence of formal intervention programs in a lot of our countries were the main impediments. And while I was en route here, I saw a news item which said that the WHO said that 3.3 million people die every year from alcohol. Public relations and Lions information. As Lions, we need to improve our visibility to the general public and the communities we serve. Too many persons still do not know about Lions, and for a few, our organization is still shrouded in mystery. And yet for others, Lions is still the best kept secret. Our mission is to remove the mystique through an effective PR program which involves clubs and the district. The PR objectives and initiatives will be communicated through the district chair. The Lions information aspect of the program is intended to provide basic Lions knowledge to all Lions and Leos on an ongoing basis outside of workshops and conferences. Again, the details will be made available. The next core area is environment and climate change. A study published in 2013 identified the Caribbean region as being on the front line to suffer from the effects of climate change.
The implications are staggering. Extreme heat, we're feeling it already. Coastal erosion, drought, flood, and more intense storms will affect everything from personal comfort and physical infrastructure to the agricultural and tourism industries on which we rely. Moreover, the adverse impact of environmental degradation and climate change on the needy and disadvantaged increases tenfold because of their situation. Now is the time for us as Lions to act. And the final area, youth development. Our pledge to provide the leadership experience for our young people is a serious responsibility, one that is not confined to the Leos, the youngsters in our movement, but outside of the movement. And I am thinking that we need to ensure, given all the distractions around now, that these young people need to be molded into rounded individuals, and we have a responsibility for that. Lions and Leos, that really is in essence what my program is all about on this road path to service excellence. Thank you for listening to that. Mr. Governor, I hope I didn't do too much injury to your time. But I'm now going to announce the cabinet officers. The cabinet secretary treasurer is Lion Liam John. The Region 1 chairman is Lion Claudette O'Malley. She's not here. Region 2, Lion Corinne Fox. Region 3, Lion Maureen Graham. Region 4 is Lion Denise Forrest, but Denise is not here. The zone chair for 1A, Shabara, I think he's better known as Wally Walters, he's not here. Zone 1B, Lion Lorna Wright. Zone 2A, Lion Cheryl Jeremiah Ambrose. Zone 2B, we can't miss him, Lion Claudia Bonkamp. Zone 2C, Lion Tush Davis, she's not here. 3A.
Next to it. You're afraid, wouldn't it?
I'm afraid, no. You might throw me out now.
3A, Lion Leroy Hines. 3B, Lion Michelle Haynes, she's not here. Zone 3C. This is the 50th anniversary of Lionism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we're having the very first zone chairman from Union Island. Zone 4A, and Dr. Paulette McGregor, and Zone 4B, Dr. Blossom Angden Brown, they're not here. And for the district committees, the activities chairman, Lion Lennox Bowman. The core areas, drug and alcohol addiction chairman, Lion Thor Richards Palmer. Lion Services for Children. Again, we look at this outside of Lion's Quest. There are many abused, abandoned children. The Lion who is in charge of this, Lion Joan Jordan. and you heard how I was passionate about diversity, and I have a chairman, a seasoned expert in diversity, who will quickly tell you that diversity doesn't stick with being your sex or your ethnicity. She will give you a whole long list. Landrell Hayward Paris. Our disaster chairman, Ina knows what to Cohen, she's not here. Cultural and community activities, and Melrose Gooding. Melrose is not here, she had an unfortunate situation recently. Diabetes Awareness and Action. Camille Prince. Where's Camille? Cancer Awareness and Action. Dr. Jose Davy. The Environmental and Climate Change Chair is Wendy Labari. Wendy is not here. The IT Chair is Steve Prince. Steve is not here. Protocol Chair is a seasoned practitioner. This is not someone who has read what protocol is all about in the book. This is someone who has practiced protocol. Public Relations and Lions Information Chair, Lion Janet Ferguson. Janet is not here. The Lions Opportunities for Youth Chair, Lion Avaloy Forbes, she's not here. The Peace Poster Contest Chair, Lion Elva Smith. Elva is not here. Our LCIF Chairman, I have had no choice but to allow this gentleman to continue to do the good work he's doing in the district. As a matter of fact, if you remember last night, you see from 68 and 60B how we are far outpaced. 60B, we can't stop that train. I am proud of one council. Our Leo Outreach Chairman, Ron Stevens. Ron is not here. Ron has two associates working with him, Leo Kamita John and Leo Alan Carter. Alan is not here, Kamita is here. The site chairman, Lion Sylvia de Freitas. The hearing chairman, Lion Helen Hart. Again, for those of you who were listening carefully, you notice that Lion's Quest only appears to be taking root in St. Martin. So it means naturally that we have to have a line in St. Martin to continue that work because it cannot stop. And the best person to do it is the person with the knowledge, information, and the experience, Lion Wally Hamilton. Constitution and Bylaws, Lion Lindell Smith. Lindell is not here. Convention is Lion Gillian John. The Finance and Budget Committee is headed by Lion Sherwin Greenwich. Sherwin is not here, but he is assisted by Lion Tracy Jones and Lion Wally again. I have two sergeants in the house. I'm doing things in twos. Lion Julie Bacchus and Lion Ronald Christopher. Now, where the GLT and the GMT is concerned, we are working through a change in the rules relating to GMT and GLT. But suffice it to say, the way it is supposed to be done is that what it was done previously was that the area coordinator, in consultation with the district governor, will determine who those appointees in the sub-district are. Nevertheless, whilst we're working through that piece of the change that has taken place, I have made recommendations for Lion Dave Scarlett to continue as the JLTD coordinator. And we have a seasoned lion who will anchor the GMTD for the district, Lion Gloria Thomas. This is the team, Lions and Leos, as you can see. It is a blend of experience and expertise. It's a team blended of experience and knowledge. We have some associates that I didn't call for in every sorry. I'm not realized as I mentioned the associates. My apologies, Lion Diana. Lion Diana is one of the associates who work with Lion Gloria. Diana Angar, please. Okay, so there is for the membership and leadership, we have determined that we need associates in the district to assist the GLT and the GMTD coordinators, because we've seen where they are unable to tap into the resources across the district, and even though the zone chairs and region chairs are part of their team, it's not always working the way we want it to work, and so we have persons who will give specific focus to their areas of membership and leadership. Lions, I want to thank you very much for putting up with me this afternoon also. I know I was a little bit long, but I have to say what I have to say. I also want to thank you for the support that you have given to me. And this is not something that I can do on my own. I'm going to count on all of you, and I look forward to a year of great interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lion District Governor-elect, Isaac. I note a lot of happy faces. I notice that I don't see anybody who seems to be worried about where they're going. Quite clearly explained and expanded. And of course, not only would I like to take this opportunity to congratulate yourself and both the other two officers, but to wish you all the best for the next year and to offer you my full support at all times. All right, and the item 22. Presentations, do you have, no? We have completed our presentations. Yes. Lion Capsec, do you have any announcements? No announcements. We move right along.
I'm sorry. You would have heard when I was speaking generally that I did see that there were some lions who were integral to what I was doing and who was providing guidance all along. Actually, they're my lions coaches. They tell me what I'm doing wrong from their lens. And so I have two advisors. Remember I said doing things in tools? Lion Shirley Kittel Hendricks and past council chair Lion Malcolm Cowan. Yes, of course, on my own. Once we have the pressures of time, this is what happens. So I again omitted Lion Colton as the chaplain, and of course I will continue to depend on this. This gentleman was provided such great support
for me over the past 2 years. As the immediate past district governor, I have no choice. You have to be in the cabinet.
Thank you, Lion Isaac. Let's get on with the business. And Camille?
Look at me, Look at me there.
Then Camille, I hear you have to catch a flight and you have left. Have you left? Can you complete your activities for 6B before you move to your new responsibilities? The activity of twisting, of course.
Really?
Over to you, Lan.
Thank you very much, Land District Governor. Land District Governor, please stand. Land District Governor. Land Junior.
What is that big pirate guy?
What flight am I supposed to catch to the district governor?
Look at me. Right away, brother. Right away. Check you out.
In the interest of time, Land District Governor, we'll do it at the club level. Land Vanessa and your members from your club, this time.
One missing.
Land Vanessa, it's amazing you come up here and read at that pace. No, I don't think you read. You fly through the introduction. But I realized what happened to Lion Vanessa because as soon as she get back in the audience, she went into the male bathroom by her own. So fellow Lions, now you know why she was reading so fast, especially at the last battle for introduction. Please stay. Lion District Governor-elect.
Get that board now.
Lion Tony Von Campbell, please stand. I was sitting outside and I wonder why Lion Tony, every time he passed Lion District Governor-elect, he would talk. Tick, talk. But then I realized that it was getting on board. You know that Captain Hook with the alligator, the clock into the alligator mouth? Right. No. Every time Lion District Governor-elect passed me, he handed me a piece of paper. Lion Tony wrote to him. District Governor. I'm not going to read that section of it. The part I'm going to read is, and now the end is near. I would like Tony Von Campbell, immediate past district governor, to explain to me exactly what that meant. No, you need to pay double. How much double? Because believe me, I would like him to explain.
Actually, not double.
No, I don't need more than that, Antonio, so they have to explain to us. I'm sorry.
Let me explain.
Explain the word.
With the money, you really explain the word.
Yes, the word.
You can't do that here.
All right. And
He will explain what
yes,
TikTok
he will
means.
pay for the explaining, please. Since you don't want him to explain, please pay.
I could tell you.
No, please pay. I thank you. Lion Claudio Campo, Lion Clayton Joseph, is that? And Lion Dion Ongo. Come up here for me, please. Dion, sorry. It's referee. Now consider this the pastor peded bed. I don't know which one of you will reach it first, but I like to see the race to catch this, the pastor pedic. Because half the time, your neck was like this. So I'm providing a bed for you to lie.
What? You bring that?
Please pay. That's a good.
And I won't have the chance to lie.
Please pay. Thank you. Union Island Lions Club members, they're here. Only one. Come up here. Come explain something to me. You like our district governor, the one that's going out, not the one coming in. You like him very much?
Why you blushing?
Because I get to understand that there were certain females on the Union Island, in the Union Island Club, that are in love with our district governor. And they weren't on the greeting committee, so that's why they brought the ferry. Lion, Sharon, Ifrit, come up here, sweetheart. And I'm district governor. Going out, you come down.
No, I don't think, yeah. I don't want to hear.
Because I get to understand that it's Lion Sharon, why you miss the plane.
Yes.
Oh, so you were teaching her to fish. Because it must be something because you missed the plane.
Actually, she was driving, and I was trying to tell her how to drive faster, but she wouldn't listen to me. So. And I
Well,
relaxed.
that's fishing. No wonder she couldn't learn.
I never said.
I don't teach somebody to fish. That's why she can't learn.
Exactly. So, I was teaching how to fish while she was driving.
Let's fish for the money in your pocket and pay for it. And Junior, come here for me, please. Or town crier. Read for me, please.
Put the mic in the mouth.
Here you, on this the 16th day. Can't see. Lions and all lions and Leos coming to Suriname for the first time, please stand.
Okay.
Lions and Leos who are coming to Suriname for the first time. I am standing, I'm included.
Hey. For being here and enjoying yourself, please be $1. US. On this the 16th day of the Lord, please to pay. Lion Junior. Any member of the St. Vincent Lions Club to pay, they're gonna pay. Last night, you were showing us a video, and you said, and I have a surprise. Please tell us a surprise. When they had a video on the copyright, since we weren't there, tell us the surprise.
The surprise was for the people in St. Vincent.
Not for you.
Not for you. You will, the next trip, you'll come to St. Vincent. 50 years.
Please to be.
You are surprised with Vincent.
Lion Marvin,
7 children, 4, so it was 11.
Line Kathy and line my region chair 1 and 4, please stand. Line Marvin. Why you never tell my lines and from Jamaica that you get married?
I'll pay.
They will pay. Since you don't want everything to come on, they will pay. Line Aaron.
Yes?
On the march this morning, what was the song that you were singing?
Which one? Was it the one that the band was playing? One day I'll fly away. Yes, it was a strange song. No, it was the military band that was playing it.
Sing the song.
And we weren't going to the cemetery.
Oh.
I will never sing that song.
So when you were singing this morning?
I got caught up in the moment.
Please. And line Doro, please to stand. Region 1, line fellow lines is Montego Bay area, Jamaica. And I get to understand that line Taurus, she's from Montego Bay. She's not from Jamaica, so she wouldn't march with us this morning. Line Doro, Montego Bay is in Jamaica. And Malcolm, Aaron. Just want to say thank you for being here. Please to pay. Line Beverly. No fellow lines, we're outside getting ready to bring in our incoming district governor. And believe you me, poor Lion Diane had a long time keeping Lion Beverly quiet because she wanted to get on the ship. She wanted to get on the ship. I thought it was on board we get it, not on the ship, Lion Beverly. Thank you very much, Lion District Governor.
Thank you, Dr. Camille. As usual, excellent. Excellent twisting. Item 25, date and place. First cabinet meeting.
Barbados, August 23rd, 2014.
Did you all hear that?
The Lord is speak up, eh? Yeah, talk up. What is the date?
August 23rd, 2014 in Barbados.
Oh, yeah.
First cabinet meeting. You want to pay $1 for that? Okay. Thank you. Great fun. Okay, mid-year conference. I'm advised it's in Guyana in November. And our convention will be in Jamaica in May 2015.
Is it Jamaica or Montego Bay? Which one?
It more than likely will be in Kingston. Kingston, Jamaica. All right, we're all made a note of that, those dates. Okay. Line Marvin.
One back to Berlin.
Lion Marvin, give us half a minute.
Sorry, would all officers for the incoming administration, after the multiple district meeting tomorrow, could we assemble for at least 30 minutes? I know you need to one shop and to experience it. So tomorrow, right after the multiple district convention. Thanks.
Thank you, Lion Marvin.
Yes.
Proceed.
Thank you, Lion District Governor. The pleasure is mine this evening to do the vote of thanks, and again I've been asked to be very, very brief. I must, however, do two quick thank you. Thank you to our Cab Sec and Sonia Ormsby, Melvin Jones Fellow, for keeping us well informed, detailed reports, and keeping clubs in line with what was required during the year for our district governor, for another wonderful meeting this afternoon, and for his stewardship through this Lionistic year thus far. I want to also say a quick thank you to Lion Davy Woods, who has been streaming these meetings for the past couple of days, thus enabling our lions who weren't able to make it here to Suriname, so they too can participate online. With that, I want to say thank you to all other lions who have contributed towards making this meeting this afternoon a success. Thank you all for coming, and do have a pleasant evening. Thank you, Lion District Governor.
Thank you, Lion Marvin. Now, we're not adjourning yet because you notice on the program, item 26 says vote of thanks. It doesn't have an adjournment on it. So we're not going anywhere this evening. We'll be playing the district governor's song now, after which we will adjourn. The words are in your program. Please stand for the song. On page 31.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to feed, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God will never leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small and stand beside your friend. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens.
Thank you. Have a good time this evening. This meeting now stands adjourned.